All right, so I am acknowledging that the hand play is about to happen. So he's gonna start trying to break, his hands are gonna come into play to move. I'm gonna try to get this mirror side grip and pin this to his chest. That's my preference as often as it be possible, okay? If you can get a 2-on-1, up, down, you're already winning even better. I'm gonna bring my foot up close to his hip, not way out here, but up close to his hip, and I'm gonna take my knee and I'm gonna drive it in towards his hip. His guard already broke. If it doesn't break quite that easy, and oftentimes it will if you get a good pinch, in, pressure, now, we're just gonna open, okay? Now, let's talk about that downward pressure for our newer guys. I'm not doing a dip. It's not a piston from my elbow. I build platform. I always step on the same side that I'm controlling the wrist. If not, he's gonna go straight up under my leg and I'm gonna land somewhere over there, okay? Pressure down, foot up, knee pinches in. I'm gonna get tall and straight. I'm gonna drop the whole weight of my mass from my waist up and down. I'm immediately gonna staple. Initiated our staple. All right, I got my 2-on-1. I got my post. I create that pressure on the hip. Build up, press down, staple. Now, I need to immediately accomplish something. Single biggest threat, if I can get here, is that knee. Okay? That's like the #1 problem I should expect to face. So, as soon as I get this broken, I'm just gonna bring my shoulder down. I'm gonna go ahead and start putting my pillow under the head. And what I'm doing is I'm keeping his thigh trapped over my thigh and lat trap in my arm. Okay? What this allows me to do is maintain the staple on this side, ensure that his guard does not open, and I can stretch it out and I can make it significantly less comfortable just by walking this foot up. I'm in my position that I can drive my shoulder pressure to prevent his frames. And even if he gets his frame in place, I still have the ability to keep his hips arguing on what direction they're trying to take the fight in. Does that make sense? If he can frame this way, that's one thing. If he can frame this way and has a knee shield this way, that's a whole different level of problem. So I want to get low and I want to stay pressed. Now, I don't want to be hasteful. If I let this staple go, I just gave him the half guard, just that easy, okay? I don't want to get in a foot race here. I want to win with control. I'm going to take this knee pinch that I have, and I'm going to thread this foot through the hole. Now I basically have like a double staple. As I free this leg, I still have the staple. He's not going to close his guard from here. I'm going to bring it right to knee on belly. Okay. So we're going to go 2-on-1, build, create the tension, top, staple, cross face, keeping this knee elevated, nice and tight, keeping his knee trapped in my armpit. Replacing one staple with the other, bringing that knee up to knee on belly, and then coming up and in. And we can come up here. All right, so let's talk about common fail points. And this kind of ties back into the under-over. Well, this is an under-over pass, so it doesn't tie into, it is the under-over pass. We don't always win the position, okay? I get in this fight right here, I get this pop, and somewhere along the line, he's like, okay, well, I kind of got a long leg. This is Aubrey 101 right here. He brings his knee shield up and starts to impede me above the line. Fair enough? I'm going to just circle under, calf and ankle. I'm not coming up here to his hamstring, okay? I'm going to surf for under, calf and ankle, and I'm going to cup the top of his patella. That's his kneecap. And I'm going to drive my elbow up to bring it in. We got a gi on today. Let's take advantage of it. I've got my pressures. I'm going to drive. I'm going to find that collar. And if I don't like him, I smoke him, right? I make him kiss his knee right here. I like Justin quite a bit. He's a nice guy. All I'm going to do is take this shoulder and apply pressure towards the hip that is stapled. I immediately come out. I'm already in the collar to start creating pressure. Does that make sense? The key component is, and hear me out on this, I've messed it up a million times, so I'm only speaking from experience. Don't go fishing from a perfectly controlled position to get under something that's not already elevating. right? When I want to go over something, I want it low. If something is already low, that's my cue to go over it. When I mess up somewhere with the controls or he beats me and that leg elevates, it's jiu-jitsu, right? We push when pulled and pull when pushed. We don't fight fire with fire. If he wants to lift it, we're going to help him lift it. But I'm not going to take a leg from here and be like, let me see if I can fight. That's swimming upstream backwards. Does that make sense? So we're kind of picking the tool that matches the circumstance. Does that make sense? All right, let's build up 3. Once you put it in real quick. So we've gotten to this position. The reason I'm specifying thumb in is, one, if I go 4 fingers in, yes, I can get a good grip. But as soon as I turn the corner, my arm is not really in a position to do anything without doing 2 or 3 other things. Does that make sense? Like I have steps that need to be taken. When I'm here, I'm going to take, as much as it be possible, I'm going to take the slack out of that as I feed my thumb in. So I'm going to get a nice, good purchase up here. As I come through, this hand is going to stay elbow tight. I'm going to control the inside spaces. But as soon as I clear, I'm going to start controlling the hip. My elbow is sliding into his shoulder and I'm grading my way up. What I want to be looking at is the ability to come all the way into a clock choke.